Hi, my name is Peter Pinnell, and I'm a professor at the University of Nebraska at Lincoln. I think what's interesting about this group of pieces is that the diversity of work that's in this. There's the work that I would expect to see, kind of quieter, subtle, more overtly practical in some ways, a quieter kind of beauty, some ways traditional, you might say, sitting next to very interesting, very idiosyncratic, right, expressive work. So that, I think that's a reflection in some ways of our culture, and it's not that those pieces clash with each other, because I think potters especially like and enjoy all of that, the broad range of approaches. But there's a lot of, I think this show reflects in some ways what contemporary society is, which is a kind of a crazy quilt of everything put together, which is what makes it fun. I think right off the top of my head, nothing jumps to that I really remember. And looking around the room, there's a lot of pieces I like. But, if I picked out anything, I could show you how it's different from everything else. So I don't think that the fact is very individualistic. And I think that's good in that what we often work for as artists is to have our artwork both at the same time be unique to us as artists, but also to strike a chord in others. So to somehow combine that of being like we are, right? Unique individuals, and yet able to communicate with, to coexist with everyone else, and they understand and appreciate you, right? It's a little bit of a distant mirror to society. Well, jurying is always an interesting experience because you get to see a snapshot of a particular time and place. And so when you get a lot of people to enter something, you can start to see trends, right? You can start to see ideas or threads that pass through lots of work. And that also makes it easier to see things that you might have identified in the past that might be starting to disappear, or emerging trends by looking for interesting anomalous pieces. So just the act of jurying is always a fascinating thing. But there's one way actually that jurying things has informed my work over the years, in that it has told me what not to do. And it's not that I necessarily look at it and just say, oh, that's a terrible thing, but it's always been important to me that my work not be trendy. So when I look back, you can look back at really good work from previous decades, and you'll see particular pieces and they say, oh, that looks so 70s, or that looks so 80s, right? Because there are those trends that go through the work. So there have been times when there are things, I think, for my own work that I've considered doing, and then I would jury a show and realize that that was a flavor of the month in some ways. And then I could ask myself, maybe I still want to do that thing, but am I just doing it because I expect to see it in work today, or am I doing it because I really want to do it? And so for me, it's not that I decide to do something because I say, oh, that's a great idea and I'm going to start developing that. If anything, it just makes me more aware of my ideas, right? And helps prompt me to think about it a little bit. Powabic's a great place. I'm really impressed with this place and the level of energy and all the various things that you have going on. In particular, what I really like about Pewabic is that it has not become this static museum. It embraces the past, it celebrates the past, it's got this great history here, but it's not like a butterfly that someone killed and put a pin through and stuck it on the wall, and now we look at it and it's done, right? Pewabic's a living place, and it's continuing to grow and it's continuing to develop, and so it is both this celebration of this great history, but it's always also a look forward to what it can be and will be in the future, and what's important to people here in Detroit now. And actually, not just in Detroit, that's what's interesting about this, of course, is Pewabic's important for potters across the country, right? Both as a symbol and as one of those places, right, where things are happening. It's been a delight to be here. It's been great to interact. Was fun to jury the show, and I've enjoyed my visit. Thank you.